How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. It's called You Have to Hit Record. If you don't hit record, your camera doesn't work. It's called science. Yeah, we're going to doing a little bit of Imperial Milk Stout with coffee and chicory. Fucking chicory, son. In the form of Kinsmen Brewing. It is their Prince of Darkness. I have not had this before. I've never heard of this beer before. I've never heard of this brewery previous of getting this bottle. So this comes courtesy. Oh, there's wax. Gotta cut that wax off. This comes courtesy of my boy Max. He hooked it up with a bunch of crazy beers from up the old New England way, and hanging out with my boy Keith. Hence the living or dining room digs, I guess you would say, and kind of want a big stout right now. So, being that it's waxed, I assume this. I assume this actually had some kind of barrel aging going on. It's a collab with Barreled Souls, so keep that in mind. 2019 version. I just kind of assume this is barrel aged, but I guess it's not. 10% alcohol by volume. We'll see what's what. Let's dive into it. Label's awesome, as you can see right there. And you're talking about milk stout with chicory and coffee. Coffee, we're all good with that. Chicory got me really excited because I don't think I've had a stout with chicory since I've had Dogfish Head's OG chicory stout, which is kind of fucking like a super long time ago, like over 20 years ago. But I mean, look at that. I mean, it looks barrel aged. There's really not much of a head to it. No head whatsoever. Thick, dark motor oil looking. I mean, it looks like a big, huge, bold, super dense kind of stout. Let's get a nose. It smells burnt. Like, not just like a roasted coffee, like a burnt coffee. Like, the beans are actually, like, overly roasted. And that's that's the predominant thing. There's dark chocolate, there's milk chocolate, there's a sweetness to it. There's, like, almost like a soft barrel char to it. There's a whole bunch of other things. What's up? What about it?
Nothing.
You can say words.
I was going to grab it. I didn't know if you wanted.
No, you can grab it.
I was just.
Anyway, it has this kind of like charred, past char kind of burntness to it. I'm not going to say right off the get if it's a negative, because it just could be like an overly smoky, overly charry thing going on, but it just smells like a little bit too much of a roasted malt, a little bit too much of a roasted coffee. So I'm kind of on the cusp. I don't know if I like it or not based off to the nose. So we're just going to dive in. Cheers. Yeah. I mean, it really does follow suit on the taste. It's not bad, but there's a bitter and astringency both from the roasted malt and the coffee that is like an overly roasted thing. The longer I don't take a sip, the actually more pleasant it is. It opens up. It has this nice rich roastness to it, and I kind of dig that. But when you combine that with it not being a barrel aged beer, not necessarily does that make it a bad thing. But the lack of carbonation, in combination with it being a non-barrel aged beer, in combination with that roast just being a little bit too aggressive, both I believe on the coffee end of things and on the actual roasted malt end of things, it just kind of disconnects you from the beer a bit. It's a little bit too jarring to make you actually like really enjoy it. It's not bad. It's not negative. But it's also not like anything that I'm really kind of like gaga over. It kind of, like I said, it's so singular. It's not singular as a beer, but it's so singular in how that roast, that over roast, that burntness comes off. It just disconnects you. It's like a song. It's like if you're a musician and you hear a really good song, but halfway through someone train wrecks on the guitar or drums, and you have a really hard time like listening to the song. You're like, okay, this is really cool, but this guy fucks up so bad I can't really enjoy it anymore. That's kind of how it works for me. And that roast, that over roast kind of does it for me. So other than that, I mean, is there chicory in it? Sure, fine, whatever. I forget what chicory tastes like because it's been over 20 years, but it tastes like a big, huge coffee stout, like overly roasted coffee, overly roasted malts, done and done. It's not a negative thing. It just doesn't really land for me. kind of a bummer because this bottle shape, that just makes my wiener hard. Just the shape of the bottle itself. I love the artwork. I love everything about it. It's just the beer's fine. The beer's okay. It's almost like a beer I'd like to blend. Like if I was at a bottle share, I would keep this, and like if I poured like a really heavy duty like stout that was overly sweet, like a super pastry stout or something that was just way too sweet, this would be a perfect stout to blend to the old cuvee, if you will, and kind of mix them together. And this would kind of bring a bit of that bittering, a bit of that roastiness to that beer, and kind of balance things out. So that's kind of where this one landed for me. It's almost a bottle share beer that I would use as a utilitarian thing, kind of like my old Sam Adams triple bock thing I used to do, but a much different way. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better coffee-based imperial stouts I've had as of late. No. On the outside looking in. Bag and availability, no idea. Maybe Max or anybody out there in the old New England area wants to let me know what's what. That would be awesome. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, if you like roast. Big, huge roast. If that's your jam, this is the you proper. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little roasty jam right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.